Here are the top reasons why homebuyers said they regretted buying a house in 2024. But before we get there, you know what to do. My name's Spade over at Keller Williams Realty, and I make all these videos to help you make sense of the real estate market. If you do me a huge favor, please click the subscribe button. Also, click that little bell so you can be notified every single time we drop fresh new content. And if you found value in this video, chances are someone else will too. So please share this video. Now let's get to those reasons. Now, according to the National Association of Realtors, the number one reason why people regretted buying a home in 2024 or in the last couple of years is because they bought a home that required way too much maintenance. And there are ways to avoid that. So let's talk a little bit about that. Now, we've always talked about this before, but getting a thorough home inspection on your property is one of the best ways that you can determine whether or not you're purchasing a home with way too much maintenance. Now, I'm not talking about things like changing a paint color or changing out the flooring. Those are maintenance things that you're going to want to do, and upgrades to homes always help build in equity to your property, which will then raise your property value. So if you have to go sell your home, then you are making positive cash flow on the property. So those are all good things. But let's talk some of those big ticket items. Things like the roof, for example. When you're doing a home inspection, a home inspector is generally going to give you an idea of how much of a lifespan is left on your roof. You're going to want to know that. Now, if you get the disclosures and you read the disclosures before your inspection and the seller says we put the roof on 5 years ago, but the roof has got a lot of wear and tear, chances are they may actually not know when the roof was put on if they've owned the home less than 5 years. But I just closed a house, for example, where the seller put on that the roof was 25 years old. We did know that going into making our offer, so we adjusted our offer accordingly, so that way we knew exactly how much that we wanted to offer based on what we knew the condition of the roof was. But when we got our inspection done, the inspector said that the roof probably had another good 7 years left on the roof. Though it was at the end of its useful life, it was still in pretty good condition, which was fine for my clients because eventually they want to put solar on the property, and that's going to require a new roof anyway. So just kind of keep those things in mind that you're going to want to ask about that. The other thing that you're going to want to know is when was the last time the hot water heater was changed. That's a big deal. So if the hot water heater is old and it has not been maintained, that's going to be another expense that you're going to look at. Now, getting a hot water heater is not terribly expensive. Out the door, you can probably repair the whole thing for about $1,500. It's not like the cost of a roof, which can be anywhere from $7,000 to $10,000 depending on the size of your house. But it's going to be something that you want to know. The other thing that you want to look at, and we've talked about this before, is the main sewer line. You want to make sure that the main sewer line is being cared for. Has it been replaced or repaired, or has there been a hydrojetting done, or has it been relined? These are all different things that we can help you with and I can get you through, but these are the questions I want to ask. The best thing that you can do anytime you're looking to purchase a home is to get a very good home inspection and to make sure you at least get the sewer line scoped so you know what you're getting into, because you cannot see that. One of the things you're going to want to do is open up your nose every time you walk into a home, because you're going to want to gauge what it smells like. Does it smell like mold? You're going to want to know why the house smells so moldy. For example, if you walk into a house and you smell a fishy odor, that could be the sign that there's a major electrical issue. Now, take out of the fact that they may have just got done cooking fish when you came into the house, but if the house looks like it's not been touched or it's vacant and you have kind of a fishy odor in the house, there might be an electrical issue that you want to look into. So those are some of the things that we're going to want to think about. Another thing you're going to want to think about is which way does the house orient. So for example, does it face east, west, north, or south? Now, if you know that you want it to face a specific direction because of sunlight, then you're not going to want to get such things as like a north-facing house, for example, where you can probably get the least amount of sunlight, whereas we have a southern exposure, so we get the sun from the east and then it sets in the west. So our house is pretty hot during the summertime, like right now. So you're just going to want to watch that. If you want an east-facing house to get the morning sun, then that's going to be keep your house a little bit cooler throughout the day. Whereas my last house was a west-facing house and the sun just beat in there every single day because I had a big, huge window out front. So these are just some of the things that you're going to want to think about as you're looking for the home. Now, one thing I would highly recommend that you do is if you have a low riding car, try to drive your car into the driveway. I sold a house when I first got into real estate and I didn't even know this thing, but you should always have your clients drive into the driveway to make sure, one, that their car can get either down kind of like a little dip to get into the driveway or up a little hill to get into the driveway, and to make sure if they're going to park their car in the garage that the car actually fits in the garage. So these are a few things that you're going to want to think about. The second regret that buyers had was spending way too much money. Now, the reason why we tell you that we want you to get pre-approved prior to doing anything else is because we want to make sure that you know exactly what your budget is and what your payment is going to look like. In fact, I would argue that when you're talking to a lender, you tell them, listen, this is the payment I'm comfortable with, and then have the lender back into the highest purchase price based on what you tell them the monthly payment is. Now, if your rent right now is $1,500 a month, I can pretty much tell you you're not going to find anything with a $1,500 mortgage payment in San Diego. So you're going to have to probably double that, or maybe even go to $3,500. But keep in mind, the price of that $3,500 is going to cover your principal, interest, tax, and insurance. It's also going to cover any mortgage insurance you have, and then it's going to also encompass your HOA fees, though you're going to have to pay your HOA fees separately. But make sure that your property taxes are impounded, so that way you don't have to go and make that payment later. It's already something that you're paying every single month. So just remember, you want to buy something that's going to make you feel comfortable at a price and a monthly payment that you can manage. And the third buyer regret is buying a house that does not meet all your needs. So for example, let's say you have 4 kids and you buy a 2-bedroom house. That's not going to work out too well if the parents are in one room and 4 kids are in the next room. You want to buy a house that actually meets your needs. What does your lifestyle look like? These are the lifestyle questions that we talk about during your consultation. Where do your kids go to school? How far do you want to commute to work? What does your house look like? Do you like to entertain? Do you need a yard space? Do you have pets? You want to make sure that the house you're buying meets all your needs and that the criteria is what or close to what you wanted to purchase. Remember, there is no perfect house, but we can come close. So we go over your wants and needs, and we pretty much try to get all your needs and some of your wants in a house. But this is why we want to make sure that you buy a house that meets all your criteria and all your needs. And then later on, we'll sell that house and get you into the next bigger house. Tell me what you think below. Do you have any questions about buying a home in San Diego this year in 2024? Feel free to reach out. Did you buy a home, and do you have any regrets about buying that home? Please let us know in the comments below, because I always like to hear what you have to say, and it might give me a new idea for a video topic. Thank you so much for watching. I wish you all well, and I'll see you on the next one.